This video is sponsored by Prompter People. I'm here at NAB 2025. This year I want to do something a bit different, and I came up with these 4 questions. 4 questions which I'm going to ask every content creator I'm going to find here. So let's go. I'm here with Matti Haapoja.
It is I.
I'm here with Kofi. I'm here with Gerald Undone. Hi. Hi. I'm here with Anthony Gugliotta. I'm here with my very good friend Hansen.
Hello.
Mark Bennett, the man who can make microphones sound sexy.
Yeah, I can make anything sexy.
I'm here with Mark Wimmels. I'm here with Matt Johnson.
Hello.
Again. I'm here with Josh. With Josh, you're
Am I in focus? You're in focus. Who's focusing? Is this thing autofocus on? What camera? Oh my god.
So I can't prove it.
Hello.
I'm here with Jesse Drifted. I'm here with Tom Carton.
What's up?
I'm here with Gene, Potato Jet. I'm here with Jim and Dobby. Don't have it.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Oh yeah, I'll talk into you. You got a mic there, or is it just this?
This one, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, that's
It's fuzzy.
Cam McKee, the legend, the hat. Everyone knows
shill.
Cam. So no particular order. There's
Okay.
4 questions. Okay. First one. What's something you've never shown or said to your audience but wish you could?
Probably about how I make money on YouTube, so that they understand what it's like to be a creator and how hard it is to make money. And I think if they understood that, they'd probably appreciate what we all do a little bit more. I think I would like to make that video at some point.
Good one.
No comment.
Okay. That's fine.
Ooh, how much time it takes to make a video, I think. Because there's a lot that goes into it, and I wish I could just like do it really fast, but I can't. It's a slow process, and it takes a lot of time.
Shoot, I know, I'm very transparent. I know people think a lot of us creators are like hiding stuff, but I'm very transparent. A lot of my commercial work, there's a lot of us on YouTube who don't share our actual work because we're not allowed to.
Yes.
And it's kind of hard to get away with stuff like that. So I guess that, I don't know. It's not a juicy answer, but I'm trying to think. I'm like, I think the first sponsor video I ever did was like 4 years ago, and it was on a gimbal. I did not like the gimbal at all, at all. This is exclusive for you guys. I did not like it. Again, it was like my first time getting free product, so I was like, oh.
You have to be positive.
Yeah. And then after that, I was like, never again. When I was, I'm gonna go on a quick tangent, sorry. When I was like 14, 15, I stole 20 bucks from my mom. I got busted, and after that, I've been traumatized. So I'm like built in, I do not lie. I can't. So the gimbal thing, like to this day, I still feel guilty about it. That was the first and last time I was ever positive about a piece of gear that I didn't like.
That's a good
there you
answer.
go.
That's a good answer.
There you go.
I am not great at determining the differences between various microphones. I don't have a good ear for it.
Call the police. Honestly, I haven't talked too much about my background in architecture. So before I was doing what I do now with photo and YouTube and all that, I actually worked full-time as a licensed architect in Ontario, and I've shared a little bit about it, but there's like so much rich history and some of like the buildings I was able to work on. Maybe I'll find a way to make it relevant to my audience in the future, but being able to share more about that.
I love you. I love you. That's it. And you're great.
I don't think there's really necessarily anything like that, but I think people believe that I have everything put together and that I'm super confident all the time, and meanwhile I'm like sweating it like, is this short film gonna be absolute shite, or is it gonna work out? Maybe something like that. The insecurity that we all feel as creatives and filmmakers and stuff. Everybody has that. Doesn't matter how small or big you are. Like actual like real DPs and stuff. They are also insecure at times, for sure.
I'm a vegan. I actually don't know if I wish I could, but that is a thing that is true and that I do care about, but I don't talk about it because it's like the classic trope of like, how would you know that
That's
they,
a good one.
I guess I broke it. Now
I
I'm
won't show you my
talking
t-shirt
about
then.
it, but I don't care. I don't care about it.
How sad I get when I get a bad comment. I try to pretend it doesn't affect me, and it hurts my feelings so much.
Without getting arrested.
In your case.
Yeah, next question. No. I don't know. It's hard because I wish, and this is not to sound like a sob story, I wish more people knew how hard it is to do what we do. Because I think the whole YouTube thing is seen
in a very glamorous way in terms of like getting to do cool stuff like
nobody
this,
will ask
right?
you how difficult it was to make this review. Nobody will ask that.
No, and the amount of hours put into videos and researching and writing and trying to improve scripts and trying to improve your own content and stuff like that, and then you get to the end of the week and somebody just goes, well, that was crap. Do you know what I mean? Which I guess you get with everything, but I wish I could kind of just take my 5 years worth of YouTube experience and put it into somebody else's head and go, there you go. Yes. It's not so easy, is it? That's what I would like.
No, I'm just kidding. I wish I could. I show everything. There's nothing.
No secrets.
Now listen, I even show my mistakes. Right? Like that's the fun part of the videos when I fuck up and I'm like, you know, instantly I'm like, oh, I don't want to show that, but then I'm like, no, I need to show it because that's what humanizes it. That's what makes it fun. Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, my butt? No, we won't say that. Okay.
Nobody wants to see that.
Someone will want to see that. Okay, but no, we're not going to do that.
No, you
okay?
should be on OnlyFans, not YouTube.
I know, not on YouTube. I'll say that there's a lot of like, I don't know. I feel like you have to kind of watch what you say on the internet at times. You know, sometimes I got opinions and I got strong opinions about camera gear and things. And I'm like, I probably don't want to offend someone, so I'm not going to say that. But sometimes I want to.
We all do.
I don't know if it's like
you say everything.
Yeah, I don't really hide anything from the audience. Something I don't say, but I wish I could. Jordan is secretly abusing me, and I need help. Rescue me.
I wish I could talk about audio more, because I've tried to make some videos about like audio, and they never perform well, and everyone says that they're excited, like they want to learn about audio because they know how important it is, and then nobody ever watches the videos about audio. And I'm an audio nerd, so I want to talk about audio. Yeah.
You're doing awesome. That's something I wish to say to you. And I know like when we're talking through a lens, it almost feels like we're in two separate places, but like I honestly do care about my audience, and I care, like when I see the comments, I might not respond to every comment, I might not respond to everyone that reaches out, but I try to make as much time as possible because I do appreciate all of the feedback that I get. I appreciate when people comment, when people give me feedback, or if they just tell me that like my content has helped them. I mean, I want to tell you, you're doing awesome no matter where you're at on your journey. If you're just starting, if you're making awesome films, like, you're doing awesome. Remember that.
I think my relationship with my parents, because as somebody who comes from my parents are from Ghana, them understanding how YouTube and social media works, to them, it doesn't make any sense. But now that things are starting to go well, they've come around to it a bit, and now they want to get involved. So now my parents will watch my videos on TV and stuff, and I want to kind of start to show that and bring a bit more of that culture to the channel.
That's great.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I say everything pretty unfiltered already, so I don't know if I have a good answer that I haven't said. I feel like I've already kind of said everything.
Well, if you don't feel like, that's the answer.
Okay. My brain has already been spilled onto the internet already. I don't know if there's anything left in there.
That's a good one. It's obviously, it's you, what we see is you.
What was the question?
And I need to talk about sponsor of this video, Prompter People. This is a company making, obviously, teleprompters, which I have been using for years now, and without these, I couldn't do what I'm doing at all, because I like to have a script, I like to have a plan, and teleprompter allows me, one like this, allows me to script it and read it or perform it without fluffing it or changing the message or whatsoever. They do studio prompters like this one, but they're also very portable. I use this one, the Pocket 3. It's my favorite on the go when I want to go out to film outside. I use this, totally portable, battery powered. They also got prompters to be used with a phone or a tablet. And the studio one I'm using as well, it's actually here. This is the one I use in my studio to record my YouTube videos with. Absolutely amazing device. So if you're ever looking for a teleprompter, you should definitely check Prompter People. What's something you are still trying to figure out as a content creator?
Wow, that's a really good question.
I don't think I've ever fully got a grasp on the balance aspect of everything, which is work-life, sure, but also, you know, uploading on a regular basis, or uploading whenever, uploading a lot, uploading a little bit, and not even so much of like, does it matter, is it going to affect the channel, more for yourself, of like finding a rhythm that the sustainability rhythm is something that I feel like is very elusive. You know,
you can easily burn out quite easily.
And yeah, there's an optimal thing too. Optimal might change from year to year, and different people in different niches and stuff like that. But a personal sustainability rhythm is a challenging one. You know?
I agree. I know how that feels.
Yeah.
Everything. Like the moment you think you have it figured out, it changes. Now YouTube algorithm has changed, so now it's more like TikTok. So now only 20% of you guys actually see my videos. So now I'm pandering to a whole new audience I have never even met before. I haven't even won.
And my audience is
Yeah, you're part of the 20%. That's it.
Okay.
There should be 5 more of you.
I'll find them here.
Yeah, go get them.
How to be good? If you know the answer, please email me.
Yep, me too, please.
Everything. I feel like I feel like once you think you know everything, man, you've lost. Like I'm always just trying to figure out like how can I do things better. Yeah, it's everything from the filmmaking side, the storytelling side, scripting, everything, all of it. I don't think I figured out. Yeah, constantly learning.
How to get views.
That's it. Okay. That's fine.
I'm kidding. No, how to get legit sometimes how to get views, but I honestly kind of just how to put out more content more frequently, get more efficient at what I do. That's always something I'm trying to learn better, and then just kind of playing the game, so to speak. So sometimes I'm not really good at that. So those are some things.
Time management and how to repackage, like I just said, repackage things that I care about, but that will actually do well. Because part of me doesn't care if it doesn't do well, but also it'd be great if it did do well,
Yeah.
But my mindset is one for them, one for me. So if it doesn't do well, I am still getting fulfilled out of it.
Yeah, that's a very good one.
So,
I'm the same on that one.
Yeah.
How to manage my money and make money and run a business.
That's a good one.
Genuinely.
That's me too.
Okay, good.
Yeah, how to be creative and make money.
Yes, exactly that.
Oh man, trying to figure out as a content creator. I feel like this is a constant battle as a creator. Like it's always like, are you doing the right thing? Like, is this what I should be doing right now? And I feel like that battle in your head is just always back and forth. And I've like gone in loops. I'm like, should I be doing this on my channel? Should I be doing this? Should I be making a different channel? Should I be doing something completely different? It's like a constant battle that is like, am I doing what I should be? And I think, like meeting people here at this conference and like talking to creators who, it helps calm that a little bit and be like, yeah, I'm making content that is helpful, and that's the most important thing, right?
You are.
Ooh, something that I'm trying to figure out as a content creator is just a better workflow. Like I already talked about, like how long it takes for a video to happen, for me to make it. So figuring out a better workflow would benefit me a lot. Like, do I need to just script it out better? Do I need to just work out bullet points better? There's a lot of behind the scenes things that I would like to figure out and just make the workflow a lot better.
I think in terms of when I look at something from a branding perspective, I think I have a YouTube business. The branding is a little bit of a struggle because there's so many things I want to do, so it's kind of hard to pinpoint, hey, what things do I want to triple down on and roll with that. And then that way what ends up happening is that you might put out a lot of content because you're trying to find out what things work, instead of just committing to the thing that I think is working and then just do that indefinitely.
It's constant learning curve, isn't it?
It's so different from being a freelancer, because a freelancer, your brand might be comprised of the common gigs that you do. So if you're like a corporate videographer, that'll happen when you just have clients and you just so happen to have them, and that ends up becoming your branding, and you get better at that. With YouTube, you have to choose, but there's too many choices.
But you have to evolve as well with YouTube.
Exactly. So you have to be, but the thing is, when you have a solid brand, like a solid brand message, you can adapt it to anything, right? Like if I only want to shoot wrestling, then I can adapt to what the rules is of the game of social media based on the subject matter and the branding that it is. But when you have too many choices, you're like, okay, well, should I talk about cinema cameras with corporate video or mirrorless on wet? Like, you go too many directions.
Yes.
But that's because creative people want to try everything too, right? So that's kind of a tough one sometimes.
No, I would say, like, in terms of my editing, I don't tend to do a lot of like flashy visual effects, keyframing, stuff like that. I'd like to learn more of that. It's a matter of time, but I know that's definitely an area I'm a little bit deficient in, and it would be nice to work on that sometime.
I'm going to say Blackmagic Resolve nodes, because I learn it every time, I watch YouTube videos. I find it fascinating. I'm like, nodes are so powerful. This is so exciting. If I use them, like, it would revolutionize everything. And you get this like aha moment anytime you're watching someone explain it, and then I immediately forget. And I never touch them, and I don't use them. And then I'm like, oh, results great. I'm gonna use it again. Oh, I should learn about nodes again. So I've done that 5 or 6 times.
Organization. That's my biggest downfall kind of thing. Is like I'm just not a super organized person, and kind of part of that is that I don't work well unless there's like lots of pressure.
Yeah, last minute.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, every single day is a new adventure. I think I like to say short form content is the Wild West. That's kind of where I got a little bit started, but even just making YouTube videos is very much like every single day we have to figure out, you know, I'm a solopreneur, I'm an individual person, planning, filming, doing everything, editing, and then you're like, oh gosh, I have all these things that I need to work on. And sometimes it's like so much. It's like, what do you focus on? It's all of that. It's what I should be prioritizing, what I should be doing. I think we all have a somewhat of a plan of like, okay, this is where I want to head. But a lot of the time, it's like we're figuring it out as we go. So I'm still figuring it out as we go.
Pretty much everything, but for real, not the longevity. What's it called? Like watch time, the metric of
analytics.
Yeah, but the analytics of how to get longer watch time.
Oh, like attention. No, it's not attention span. It's called attention span.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows?
What do you call it? The long, the duration, the video.
How long people watch for?
How long they watch is one thing.
Stay with the video.
I'm pretty good at getting them to click on the video and watch a few minutes. But I'd like to be able to sustain a longer. I'd like to see everyone go right to the end of the video. Yeah, I mean, it's,
we all like this.
I feel like people don't watch long enough. So I think, much like this interview, I bore people after a period of time. So I want to be less boring.
I said that to you before.
Yeah.
This is, you know, I have watched many microphone reviews. You actually can make a review about microphone exciting. And honestly, this is honest opinion. I've never seen anyone talking about a microphone with excitement, and you know, it's interesting.
Well,
you're not boring people. Honestly.
Coming from you, I appreciate that. So there you go.
I have to review the microphone, and I'm after you always. I watch yours first to get all the notes from. So
it's true. He gets the wrong information from me and then regurgitates it.
The algorithm, it's never ending. The titles and thumbnails, you do something that works and then it stops working, and yeah, the constant battle against the machine that is YouTube. Yeah, I think that's the hardest thing for me.
My goodness, thumbnails? Big one. I feel like I'm just shooting it scattershot, trying to figure out things whenever I'm making a thumbnail.
What do you wish people asked you about your work and what you do, but no one ever does?
Are you okay? Oh, how about a serious answer? Well, I wish people would ask me like a lot of black and white questions, more black and white photography, or even analog advice.
Analog.
I do like talking about that.
But nobody asks.
Not very often, no. I mean, they always ask you, what's the bit rate of this? What's the megapixels of that? Which lens should I buy? What do you think will make my kids look the prettiest if I get it? You know, like I don't know. I can tell you about black and white film though.
How about you?
Oh, my joke answer is my real answer.
Oh yeah, yeah.
How do you get those biceps, man? It's like, no one, you know, I'm always like doing curls with all my camera rigs and no one ever asks me about my biceps. They're always just like,
how could they not
did you get that shot? Or how did you get that drone shot? Or I'm like, do you not see these biceps that I've been lifting, carrying the Sony Burano and the Alexa Classic around? Yeah, how is that?
Man, that is a good question.
Yeah.
Do you know what though? I'll be honest. My life has changed slightly over the last couple of years because I don't actually do a lot of freelance work anymore. I run a business, so I have a business in the UK, and I have guys who do that side of things for me now. So I don't know. I don't honestly know because I don't do any work. I sit in the basement all day. I sit in the basement all day. Good answer. Going well.
You sit in the basement all day.
I sit in the basement all day, and you don't want to know what else I do in between videos. That's all I'm going to say.
See, that's the thing. The brand name, like my name, it's Who is Matt. That's what I do. Everybody asks who is Matt. Nobody asks how is Matt. How's Matt doing? Nobody asks. It's okay. No, it's okay. Some people know. Some people know I'm doing. It's good. We're doing good.
I love to make family videos and photos about my own family, and I wish people would be more interested in making that sort of content for themselves, and maybe they are, and I haven't explored it, and that's something I do want to explore at some point, but yeah, I don't get really asked about how I make the photos because people are obsessed with the gear.
How long it takes to make a video, and how much actual work goes into making a video, and how painful the process can be. That's it.
More on the ideas, the inspiration, how a brain can formulate a creative vision and how to execute the vision. Not enough people, anytime you make a video about that, it tanks on YouTube. But you get people screaming, oh, all you guys do is talk about gear, but it's like, we tried not to talk about gear, but it just doesn't do well. So I'm still figuring out how to repackage it so you guys freaking watch it. And so I'm trying to figure it out.
It's very hard to talk about how to be creative. You know, that's a very hard one.
Yeah, and it's more of like a one-on-one type thing that you have to do.
Yeah, I think something that, you know, I almost wish people to ask, but they don't, is, you know, understanding the why. So like someone coming to me and asking me like, why is it that you're producing the kind of content that you do? You know, a lot of it's about, because I talk about gear and I talk about how to use gear, and you know, like, but there's also, for making the content, there is a reason why. Like I ultimately want to help others. Like I want to be able to use my skills as a filmmaker and improve your filmmaking or your creator journey. Like, and that's ultimately like my goal. And you know, like it goes beyond just making tutorials, because with my nonprofit that I run now, I'm giving away filmmaking for free. Like I'm donating hours and days and weeks to just make content that someone else can benefit from. Because I think there's something important about having generosity. And I think generosity pays dividends in the world. And if you can go out there and use your skills to better someone else's life, you should, because it just makes the world a better place.
I would say, how did you get your footage to look so gorgeous? What is, no.
That's what they all ask.
That's what they always ask. I would say, how much work is it? Because everybody wants, not everybody, a lot of people want to do this, but they don't realize, like, I put in more than full-time hours. It looks like, I am a jackass, and I'm doing silly stuff, but it still takes a lot of hours to do that silly stuff. Yeah. So no one asks how long it takes.
Ooh, honestly, probably like what your preference in terms of like photo, video. A lot of people think, oh, I'm just like a YouTube Shorts guy. But I also do long form videos, and photography is like my go-to. It's like my favorite thing to do, more than video.
Well, so I'm kind of shifting my business model a little bit, like what I actually do, not necessarily YouTube or anything, but what I actually do for video production. So my channel is like very Lumix camera centric. I wish I could talk a little bit more about the business side of things, but I don't know what that would do for like the videos and things like that. I tried a few.
You should try.
Yeah, they haven't performed the best, so I don't know.
I'll watch it.
Yeah, but that's probably where I go. Yeah.
I think that the things that I like talking about are the like really nerdy, nitpicky things.
Yeah.
So like, I guess people don't ask me about the thought process behind things, or the like how I choose the wordings that I'm going to say, or like that kind of stuff. Like people are really involved in the gear, and sometimes they're involved, or they want to know about the like coming up with ideas, but there's like so much more in the like nuance of like how you present something, and I think a lot about that.
I mean, I guess it would be cool to have deeper conversations, like what was your inspiration? Like what inspired you to make Anamorphy? What inspired you to like put a diopter on there? That would be like a little bit deeper would be cool.
That's a tough one. I feel like nobody really nobody asks a lot of mindset questions. I think everyone's like, what's the magic formula to get clients? But nobody asks, well, what are some of the habits that you do that kind of sets you up for everything, whether it's client work or YouTube, whatever the case might be. And it makes sense, right? Because of the nature of YouTube, it's meant to make that learning gap shorter. So we now see everything as the shortcut. Where in actuality, most things are, you still have to work hard, but at least I point you in the right direction. You still have to like run far in a direction, but now there's less direction you have to go. I don't think many people look at it that way. I think when, like, for example, if you want to do a lighting setup, everyone's like, okay, blah, 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 but tell me how to make the cinematic lighting. I'm like, I did. it's in the 40-minute video you didn't watch all the way through.
Yeah.
So
It's
I
like
wish
you asking what camera settings I should use.
Exactly.
You have to understand how it works, and you have learned.
everyone's
not
looking
just-
for the one tip and not what are the habits that you have to do. So you never have to think about it that way. You either go and find it, or you practice enough where you learn it yourself.
Right now, because it's a bit more of a hot button issue, I guess people would ask me or care more about. It's like I try to provide information that I think everybody wants. People don't, and then people will take that information into themselves as if there's some sort of message from me behind it, without asking me what specs do you actually care about. But I mean, I also don't care if they do, because that's not my job, so to speak. You know what I mean? But I suppose it would be interesting if people. It's complicated what I'm saying, but it's like don't worry so much about some hidden message behind what I'm saying, unless you've already asked me or know what I care about, because you might find that the specs and stuff that I care about a camera are completely different than the ones I'm reporting on.
Yeah, I understand that, yeah.
But if it's supposed to be something fun, I don't know, it'd be like something about playing video games or something. You know what I mean? Like,
You know, I feel very fortunate to be surrounded by a really, not just like good group of creatives, but just a good group of humans. And
nice.
so I'm kind of tempted to ask questions about like how lonely it can be to be a creator, but the truth is, I feel very fortunate to have a lot of close friends that will ask about these things, that will say like, you know, like, how are you? How is your mental health? Are you how are you handling being in front of the camera perpetually online, and then, you know, shutting it off and existing by yourself?
That's
kind
a
of
very
thing.
good answer.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like people ask me all sorts of things, but I think people usually ask the shallow, easy questions that they think are like, they're like the Band-Aid fixes, like, oh, what camera should I get, or something like that. And meanwhile, they should be asking me like, how do you script your YouTube videos, or something like that, like, which is like way more important and leads to way better videos than like whatever the camera is that you're using.
What's my job? I don't know. that's probably all of it. I think that's probably.
I think we're all the same
answer.
on this one. What's something small that recently made you feel like, yeah, I'm actually good at it?
I recently was a colorist on a short documentary, like a 4 or 5 minute documentary. And that was like, it's like a one-day project. It didn't take me a whole lot of time to do, but it made me feel really good. I think I did a good job. Yeah.
That's exactly that.
Yeah.
I'm like this thing. You didn't see this presentation, but I put a little diopter. I 3D printed a diopter. I put it on this thing, and I was just blown. I was like tickled by how good the imagery looked. You know,
makes you feel proud.
Yeah, it's like, oh, nobody's doing this shit. It's like, dude, this little tiny camera can make it look like a full frame image.
Well,
like,
you are an inventor.
with
You know,
blurry
everyone knows
background.
what makes you special, because you are an inventor. You invent things.
Yeah, I like to push things. I like to push them to the breaking point and then bring it back and then see, you know, and see if there's something there. I think there's something here.
I think so too.
I went to Maui recently with the S1R2, and the idea was I didn't want to review the camera. I just wanted to shoot stuff, and I just wanted to say, like, what in a travel situation, like, what things can I capture so that when I watch it back again, I could be like, oh yeah, you did go to Maui. That was really cool. It didn't get the most amount of views. There was a lot of people that were like, hey, I had other opinions about this camera, but I saw this, and a lot of those went away, and I'm like, I just want to have fun.
But when you watch it, it makes you feel well.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I think a lot of us, when you get to a certain point where you're like, I just want to have fun with stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I don't necessarily, yes, there's reviews and there's specs and all this other stuff. I'm like, I kind of just want to have fun. Like, and that's the whole point, right? I don't want to make a video and then stress out about whether or not you think I'm sponsored, or did I get the right rolling shutter number right in my video. I don't care. And like, I'm starting to realize I don't care. I'm like, I just want to play with cameras. I want to play with cameras. I want to get away from the stresses that stress me out as a freelancer while doing the things that I want to. And then eventually other people can see that and say, hey, you know what, I want to actually,
inspire
I want to
people,
enjoy what I'm doing at the bare minimum, right?
But that's the only way you can inspire someone, by enjoying what you're doing.
Exactly, and I feel like in our kind of weird camera niche, we've almost forgotten to have fun and laugh at ourselves, to the point where like now we've almost seen camera releases as a personal attack. And I'm like, just laugh, it's fine. Hey, if it's expensive, cool, laugh about it, move on. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everyone's uptight all the time, and it might be like kind of the way the world is right now and everything like that, but no one's like, inhale, exhale,
enjoy it.
They're just circuits and metal, and we have fun with them.
Shoot, I think like especially with the channel, just like the invites maybe to like Japan and some other like creator events, that's cool. I'm like, oh, maybe I'm onto something with YouTube, you know? But then also with my business model, like the business model that I am going with like a studio, like a video podcast studio, has been growing very rapidly, that I'm actually looking at new locations right now to expand and scale that. So there's just like little things here and there that, you know, give me a lot of encouragement and hopefully keep growing.
I can put together a YouTube set quite effectively. Okay. And I can light a YouTube set and like make it look the way I want it to look, down to a granular thing.
Does it make you feel proud when you watch the video back?
I'll put a new shot up sometimes, and I'll be like, yeah, it's a good looking shot. At least for my taste, you know what I mean? Yeah. Or like, that's a good YouTube set, or it's doing exactly what I want, or like, I'll set up a second angle, and then I'll like say I'm doing a feature on a lens, and I'll show it over the second angle, I'm like, switch angles, I'm like, that's a good second angle, you know?
I was doing a talk here at the DJI booth, and I went down to the pier down by my house and shot 5 shots with my daughter. And when I cut those together, just to, you know, talk, it's for this presentation, like I'm showing how a gimbal works. And when I looked at that footage, I'm like, oh, I mean, this is like a little thing that's only gonna show here. I'm not gonna put it anywhere else. And I'm like, that's awesome. Like that footage looks so good of my daughter running down the pier, playing in the sand. And like, it just made me really excited because like, even just doing something small as like a quick sample, it was like, oh, that is like, I could see the years of filmmaking and the years of just doing this craft, and it just comes out naturally to be like, oh, I'm gonna film her running down the beach, and I'm like, that looks amazing.
People recognize me at NAB, or potentially, you know, when somebody like ask a question on some of my videos, I'm like, oh, I actually know what I'm talking about, what I'm doing. And then honestly, just like my YouTube channel just getting me freelance gigs. Like, it's kind of cool because I'm like, people see my content and they're like, hey, can you come shoot for us? So that makes me feel like I know what I'm, maybe not a great content creator, maybe more a filmmaker, photographer, but yeah.
Ooh, it's like, oh, I got this. I recently did a video for my church, and it went really well. Like, it looked really good. And I'm like, I can still do this, yeah. It was good, it was really nice, yeah.
I'm very self-critical, so I often don't give myself enough credit for stuff. But I was researching a recent video, I can't remember what it was, I was researching a recent video, and in order to do that, I kind of had to watch one of my older videos from like a year ago. And I watched it and I was like, actually that was alright. Like I was really completely forgot that video existed, because you end up just moving from video to video to video, as you know. Yeah. So I hadn't watched it in ages, watched it back and I was like, well actually that was actually really entertaining, do you know what I mean? And I thought, and I actually learned stuff from my prior self in a way, which was nice. So yeah, I guess that.
I get the same thing with sometimes I do like a photo shoot or a video, and I forget about it, look at it again and think, they're not mine. They're quite good.
I often look back at my older stuff when I was in my 20s and I go, I was better then than I am now. But I think it's just because you're constantly evolving. Like you're always changing and always like chasing something new. And then I think also as you get busier and you do more and more stuff, you get so distracted from what it was, from where you started. Do you know what I mean? When I first started, I just did band photos and that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to take band promos. And I think because I just focused on that and it was all new and really exciting, I really like the creativity behind it. I don't really do any of that now. If anything, I'm like, I have to keep trying to reinvent new ways to make photography fun, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we all do that.
So I feel like I've not got worse, but I've changed so much, and I'm actually now a fan of what I was doing when I was like 20, when I first started.
So I gave a presentation this morning at Insta360, and so part of this I had to make like a keynote presentation, and so I downloaded like all my YouTube videos, I pulled them out of the archive, brought them into a project to start digging through them, and it was such a fun experience because a lot of these I haven't seen in a long time, and experiencing them again with fresh eyes, especially I'm looking for the highlights, right, for a kind of a sizzle reel, that was actually really encouraging. To just see how many shots, I'm like, I really like that. I actually really, like, years later, I'm still proud of that. I'm still happy with that.
Oh, I don't know, that was a long time ago. I thought I was good from the very start. I don't remember ever feeling like I was bad or an imposter.
No, it really is rare, but it's like when we were doing the recent Z5 II video, And it's just seeing all the pieces fall into place that you kind of envisioned when you were out shooting, and when it actually does collide together and has a bit of a narrative and a bit of a flow to it, it's like, oh yeah, this is why I do it. This is incredibly satisfying, and sometimes I forget to just kind of chase that feeling.
Okay. Something small that makes me feel like I'm really actually good at this.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what it is. This is incredibly small. It's the Panasonic GM5. This is the greatest camera of all time, and look how small it is. And when I shoot this camera, I feel like I'm doing a really good job. So yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Okay, so I did a campaign with a big automotive company, like a multi-billion. They're all big. All the automotive companies are big. And I did a video for them for Instagram Reels that I then broke down on YouTube, like here's how we shot it, here's everything involved, we used drones, we got a track, we did use gimbal, whatever, all that. And I remember someone commenting, like it's like $150,000 Canadian car. It's insanely expensive, like an off-road SUV. And I thought, no one's ever gonna buy this car just because I talked about it. Someone went down in my comments and was like, Anthony, this is my dream car and I've always wanted one. And because you now talked about it, I'm gonna go buy one. And I'm like, holy man, like someone just decided their next car because I featured it in a video. So sometimes, I know we don't like to say influencers, like we're content creators, but sometimes we're a lot more influential than we think.
I think a lot of people will be shocked by this, but I'm pretty humble. And I have really bad ADHD. And so for us, when I finish something, it's a relief. It's not like, ooh, let me soak this in and admire what I just did. It's like, no, it's like, oh my God, like, oh, that's done with. Okay, now the next thing.
Yeah, but you must be proud of some work you do. Like it makes you feel like inside.
The mini docs I'm trying to do with my community, like the indigenous people, but that's also more personal to where even if it doesn't do well, I'm just gonna be like,
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. This kind of stuff, doesn't make you feel proud.
Don't believe anything he says. He's chill.
I'm not proud of some of my friends. I guess that. But that's more of an eternal. That's not something I would ever be like, oh, I'm so proud of this. It's more of content.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
No, I look at everything I shot and I go, man, I wish I just composed this slightly different, or oh, why is it exposed so hot? Or yeah, so the answer is no. I look at everything I shoot and go, it should have been better.
Well, you got room for improvement, always.
I'm proud of the quality of photos I take now. When I started YouTube, I was more of a video guy and I wasn't good at photos, and because photos require just good image composition and really knowing what you're doing with that. And I didn't think my image samples were very good, and I've become a much better photographer making the videos. So I'm proud of all my recent photos compared to when I look at my old videos, they just look like random snaps of nothing. And now they look much more intentional, so I'm proud of that.
Well, I wrote and directed my first little narrative short film, and I realized that I think I might actually like writing. I don't know if I'm really good at it yet, but I think I like writing and directing. So maybe that's amazing. Yeah.
My recent filter video, I did one for the brand Nisi. It's a really good filter, and I didn't want to just be a sponsored video. I wanted to have it be helpful. And I said, hey, go buy this filter. It's like, here's why this filter's good, but also here's some stuff. And I did a long exposure tutorial, basically, and I was able to do it quite quickly, and yet at the same time show how important the filter was to this long exposure. When I was done, I was like, you know what? I don't suck.
It's actually good, isn't it?
I don't suck. Today I don't suck. Tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah. Fantastic. Thank you, man.
Well, you're welcome.
Thank you.
He likes my mic reviews.
And this is it. Thank you so much. If you made it this far, you do deserve a medal or special thanks. These are special thanks. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing. Why not? Give me a like if you like this video. And yeah, please come back very soon, because very soon I'm coming back to normal. It'll be most likely or most definitely another lens or camera review. You just have to wait to find out what it is. Thank you so much. See you next time.